this is nice.
Scrub up well.
All screed floor.
It's not a liquid one though, it's proper screwed.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
So it was pumped in, but pump.
Lovely job.
Yeah.
This is what you're routing.
Yeah, that's what I'm going to do.
For the intermittent strip,
yes, yeah? So you've got the cutter of the bearing, so you normally just put it on the face, just run it straight down.
Okay, yeah,
and
yeah.
it gives you the perfect, like these are for the strips.
Oh, okay.
The bearing obviously runs against the door.
Yeah.
So that's why we've not put a leading edge on it.
So Dan, this Oast house has changed an awful lot since I was here last. So you've done a load of work here.
A fair amount, yes.
And these fire doors, these are big, aren't they?
They are. A little bit heavy for little old mate.
How many fire doors in this building?
Oh, it's not that many. There's a half dozen the other side, just around the stairwells.
So you're just going to show us how to fit this one. Using your wonderful jig. This is where they come into their own. People go, oh, hinge jig, I don't need that, when they're doing one. But when you're doing a load of them.
On one door, I've just been using one section of that for a hinge. Just moving it like an occupied, and it's really good, just so you get a nice neat cutout.
So what's that, just a little trial fit?
Yep, just to make sure it fits in the hole. Although I can adjust the frame a little bit afterwards, it's not screwed heavily.
And you've got to put intermittent seals in these, haven't you? So do they go in the frame or the door?
We're going to put them in the door because the frames was already fitted downstairs, and they put the doors on and sort of forgot the strip. So they've gone in the doors, where generally you would pull it in the frame. Well, just if you can see that, I've got a bit of tape there so I know where it's hung, rather than marking the door.
So Dan, let's talk about the important stuff here. Have you done any fishing lately?
I have actually, Roger, yes. Just been to America, alligator gar fishing, me and my friend John.
Alligator gar?
Yeah.
What's an alligator gar?
It's literally like a crocodile with no feet. It's got the big like mouth, loads of teeth in it.
How big?
My friend caught one, 204 pound. So what's that, about 17 stone. My biggest was 107 pound.
Do you land it in the boat or what?
What he does, he lassos them, he's got some rope and he puts it round the body and then like lifts them up. Better.
Now I know the answer to this question, Dan, but why don't you use a centering bit, a hinge drill?
I have got one, but I prefer to try it, and I'll drill it slightly nearer the back of the hinge, so when the screw goes in, it pulls it in slightly tighter. They are very good, the centering bits, but the one I've got is quite a small nozzle on it. I'll get a bigger one, but then the pilot hole's quite big.
What are those little dowels plugs for in the end?
I'm not sure what them ones are for, but I remember years ago they'd always have a plug, normally on the hanging side, it's like a white and a blue, which would indicate the fire rating of the door. But under there, I'm not sure, because there is some stamps.
So what is that, a 1 hour?
30 minutes, FD30, so half hour. Oh, miles out. I'll shut her up, Rog.
Okay, that's good, isn't it?
Yeah.
Just one more question. I've always got a question.
More questions?
Door closers. Do you need to put those on? You do, don't you?
We'll have a closure, yes. I think it'll be overhead closure.
Oh, okay.
Because someone's got the percos in there.
Yeah.
But I think it's all overheads over there to keep them shut.
Just for those viewers who don't understand the concept of a fire door, the idea is that the closer makes sure that they're always closed. Say a fire broke out downstairs and it was coming up the stairwell, what do those intumescent strips do?
They swell up and they seal it. So when the door's shut there, it swells up, seals it, and then it stops the fire coming through.
So it stops the smoke as well, and it stops the fire up to say half an hour. He's trapping you in a room for half an hour in the hope the fire brigade will come and rescue you.
What's a bit strange, some blocks of flats we had, so if a fire broke out, they had like velexes that opened up.
Oh yeah.
So that's to get rid of the smoke.
Yeah.
But then therefore oxygen's coming in and it's feeding the fire. Where normally they prefer to try and cut the oxygen, i.e. seal it, contradicting.
Yeah.
Because 1 minute in a stairwell, you've got an opening vent to get rid of the smoke, but also then that's feeding the fire a little bit, isn't it? With oxygen coming in.
Yeah.
So
I mean, that's your means of escape. It's that they say that smoke kills as many people as the fire, don't they?
Yes.
I saw this house which was on fire, and we called the fire brigade, but I put some stuff under the door, blankets and stuff, just to stop the oxygen, and it actually worked really well. It was a kitchen, it was a chip pan, so we couldn't get in there because there's polystyrene ceiling tiles. They're raining down, so we couldn't even put the chip pan out. So I just said to the guy, close the door and we'll seal off all the oxygen. And honestly, when we did that, the fire just went, it was still there, but then the fire brigade come along and they know not to just open the door because otherwise, But yeah, so it does work if you get rid of the oxygen. I mean, there's no perfect answer, is there?
I don't think so.
Yeah, perfect answer is to get out quick.
Run.
And that's why you need, the smoke alarms, fire alarms.
Yeah.
Because then hopefully you've got a bit of warning.
Years ago, we'd done a block of like dormitories from students, had fire damage. But the fire was on a building about 50, 60 yards away, timber frame building, block of flats. That burnt down, the fire got that hot and the wind, it jumped over. Which is all well and good, but then when you're doing terrace houses and they say, can you put a little bit of fiberglass up the gable for fire break? Some fires it's not really gonna, so you need some prevention, but some of it I can't get my head round.
In the fire of London, the houses were close together, they were built with timber, they got thatched roofs, all the rest of it. So I thought, okay, when we build the new houses, we'll build them further apart, we'll put perfect partly walls in between each one so that the fire can't spread between each one. So the streets are wider, the houses are further apart, and then we're going to go and stick a load of tin boxes in the street, each one filled with petrol, cars.
Oh right, yeah.
So you're back to square one, aren't you?
Yeah,
if you just think, if it actually did take hold of fire and it just...
All their little bombs out the front.
All the cars went bang, bang, bang. Anyway.